Hey guys, KangaskKid18 here, back with another round of shiny speculation for the upcoming Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. When the Sun and Moon demo got data mined, we found out the shinies for all the new Pokemon, including all new shinies for the Alola forms. So in this video, I'm gonna be revisiting my old shiny speculation and grading myself on how close it matched up with the official shinies. So let's get started here with the first new Alola form, Alolan Rattata. Now I gotta say, I really like Alolan Rattata. Its official art doesn't do justice to how cool it looks when it stands up on its hind legs in-game. Now when Alolan Rattata was first revealed, I thought it could have one of four possible shinies. One that's dark red with a pink underside, one that's purple like a normal Rattata, one that's gold like a shiny Rattata, and my personal favorite, one that's gray with a pale green mouth. And the one we got was, wow, dark red with pink underside. I really don't understand. I just made that shiny while I was messing around in Photoshop. I mean, originally it was supposed to represent Shiny Raticate's colors, but I mean, hey, I'm not complaining. Now I will say there are some subtle differences. Shiny Alolan Rattata is a bit lighter than my speculation, and the ears are straight gray, but otherwise, I kinda nailed this one. So I'm gonna give myself an A+. Moving on to the next logical Pokemon, we've got Alolan Raticate. And like Rattata, I gave Alolan Raticate several shinies. One that's red like a shiny Raticate, one that's brown like a normal Raticate but with teal ears to set it apart, and one that I really liked that's light gray with pale green ears. And the one we got was red, but a darker red than I thought, more of a maroon with a brown belly and ears. Well, I guess it would be red, just not the right kind of red, and I got some of the other details wrong, so I'm giving myself a C+ on this one. Next up, we've got a Pokemon that I was honestly surprised to see. It's Alolan Raichu. Today, we know that Alolan Raichu is electric psychic type, but back then I was really hoping it'd be part water, and the shinies I made reflect that. One that's orange like shiny Raichu, but with pale blue ears and tail, and one that's blue, but with turquoise ears and tail and golden eyes. And finally, one that's purple with pink ears and tail to represent its new psychic type. And the one we got was chocolate brown with orange ears and tail. This shiny reminds me a lot of Shiny Dedenne, but I was nowhere near guessing it correctly, so I'm gonna give myself an F. Up next, we've got one of my favorite Alolan forms, it's Alolan Sandshrew. Like with most Alolan forms, the most obvious shiny would be that of its regular shiny form. So in this case, a pale green, but with a yellow underside to set it apart. Or I thought its shiny could be a light purple, but with deep amethyst eyes. But the one we got was, everything stays the same, but its underside turns a nice blue color. I mean, it's not at all what I predicted, but I do really like it. Still, on this one, I have to give myself an F. Moving on, we've got Sandshrew's evolution, Alolan Sandslash. And for some reason, I thought Alolan Sandslash's shiny should totally get orange spikes, kinda like they're filled with magma. So the first one has those orange spikes, but with pale blue skin. The next one keeps them, but gives it pale tan skin, like regular shiny Sandslash. And the last one I made gives the shiny pale purple skin. And the one we got was, the spikes stay the same color, but it gets darker blue skin and a light blue underside. Like Sandshrew, pretty cool, just not what I was expecting. So yet again, F. Up next, we've got another great Alolan form, it's Alolan Vulpix. And I know that regular Vulpix gets a yellow shiny, but I just don't think that'd look very good here. So instead, I thought Alolan Vulpix should get a pink shiny, but with cool silver eyes. And the one we got was kind of purple with purplish eyes and ears. Man, I gotta say, I'm kind of upset about this shiny, because not only did Alolan Vulpix have so much shiny potential, but the one they chose was a really lazy slight hue change. Oh well, yet again, I've gotta give myself another F. And moving on, we've got Vulpix's evolution, Ninetales. I originally made two different shinies for Ninetales, one that's pure white with glacier blue eyes to show off its new ice type, and one that's a nice pink color to show off its new fairy type. And the one we got was a purplish gray color with deep purple eyes and ears. At least this shiny is kinda close to the original Ninetales shiny, but yet again, I missed it completely, so I'm giving myself another F. Next up, we've got the royal cat of the Alola region, it's Alolan Meowth. When Alolan Meowth was first revealed, I thought its shiny could go one of two different ways. Either beige with pink highlights like a normal shiny Meowth, or black but with white feet and tail tip. And the one we got was dark bluish gray with deep purple on the feet and tail tip. I mean, I did guess the shiny would darken, but it ended up a different color than I thought. So I'm gonna give myself a C- on this one. Moving on, we've got Meowth's evolution, Alolan Persian. And since Alolan Persian was revealed so recently, I didn't get a chance to speculate on its shiny, but I would have given it quite a similar one to shiny Meowth. So black, but with white ear tips and eyelids and a yellow jewel. And the shiny we got was, again, dark blue-gray, but with deep purple highlights. Again, I would have guessed the darker color correctly, just not the right darker color. So again, I'm giving myself another C-. Up next, we've got the living pile of sludge, Alolan Grimer. Now, normally I'd guess the shiny for this thing would be that of a regular shiny Grimer, but since shiny Grimer is already green, I thought that shiny Alolan Grimer should turn Grimer's normal purple color. Or better yet, the whole thing could turn black and gray, like it was covered in oil and tar. And the one we got was purple, but instead Alolan Grimer keeps its yellow lower jaw. Other than that though, I totally guessed the purple color correctly, so I'm gonna give myself an A on this one. And next up, we've got Grimer's evolution, Alolan Muk. Now, because Muk has so many disparate colors, coming up with a good shiny for it was fairly difficult. I thought it could have gone one of 3 ways. Either all purple, like a normal Muk, or its shiny could become pastel shades of yellow, green, and blue. Or my favorite option, it could become varying shades of black and gray. And the one we got was exactly the same, but the green color turns the purple of normal Muk. I mean, I did guess the purple correctly, but I really thought the other colors would have changed as well. So I'm gonna give myself a C+ on this one. Moving on, we've got perhaps the tallest Pokemon that ever existed. It's Alolan Exeggutor. I kind of love Alolan Exeggutor, but I thought it would get pretty simple shinies. The obvious option is to turn it into the regular shiny Executor colors, so a golden trunk with brownish red palms. Or I thought it could represent the lushness of the Alola region by getting a green trunk, but keep the reddish palms. And the one we got was pretty much the same as my first speculation, but the trunk turns a much brighter yellow color than I would have thought. Still, I was pretty close on this one, so I'm giving myself an A-. And finally, we've got one of the coolest Pokemon ever revealed. It's the Fire Ghost type Alolan Marowak. Since it's such an awesome Pokemon, I thought that it should get awesome shinies. The first one obviously being the same color as regular shiny Marowak. The second one gets the same teal color that several other ghost shinies get, but this time I gave its Bone Club purple flames. And the third one gives it a black skull with a red marking, but a white body with red and yellow flames. And the one we got was a dark blue color with a black belly and the same greenish flames as before. I think it's a huge missed opportunity not having the flames change colors, but overall, I really like this shiny. Still, it seems like the only thing I got right was the black belly, so I'm gonna have to give myself a D on this one. Alright guys, that'll about do it for this installment of Shiny Speculation. We should have another one coming in the near future, but until then guys, as always, we are gonna see you on the next Shiny.